Welcome to the Fermented Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Anna, and on this channel, I'm sharing our journey of learning how to turn our home into a homestead. I'm gonna bring you along today and share with you the things that I am prepping for our Thanksgiving dinner that are keto/carnivore friendly to give you some ideas of things that you can make for any holiday that you might have coming up, or just because they're really tasty. It's first thing in the morning and I just got in from feeding all of the animals. Now I need to go ahead and get ready for my day. I'm gonna straighten my hair, get dressed, have some coffee, and then I'll meet you back here for a game plan. If y'all watched my video yesterday, I kind of told you what was on the menu for today, but today we're actually gonna make it. So I still have the potatoes over there on the counter. I'm only gonna be sharing with you guys today the things that are kind of carnivore/keto friendly. So I guess technically it's keto friendly, but I'm gonna be making some other things. I'm just not gonna be sharing with you because I do have other people in the household who do eat sugar. For this morning, I'm gonna be making 2 pie crusts and baking 2 different pies off camera. But the things that I'm gonna be making with you, we're gonna be hard boiling eggs, making some bacon mayonnaise, and turning that into deviled eggs. And then we also are gonna be making some Scotch eggs, some carnivore version Scotch eggs. We're also gonna be making a green bean casserole that I'm gonna adapt to kind of be my own recipe. I'm gonna be making regular mashed potatoes and just your standard green bean casserole. And of course, baking off the chicken. So let's get on it. It's already 9:43, which is a bit later than I had intended to get started, but I got lost in the realm of reels. So, life. Hard-boiled eggs going, we got the soft-boiled eggs going, so now let's go ahead and make some bacon mayonnaise. This here jar is one of my current prized possessions, and this is my bacon dripping jar. We're gonna take this, put it directly in a pot with water, bring it up to warm. We don't wanna get the fat hot. All we wanna do is get it kind of to the liquid stage. If it gets too hot, we'll start to cook our egg yolks and we won't have mayonnaise. We only get one chance to make bacon mayonnaise today, so we better make a good one. If not, we're getting some avocado mayo. In order to make the bacon mayonnaise, all you need really is the bacon grease and egg yolks. But optional ingredients are vinegar, mustard, salt, and any spices you want to add. Once I perfect my own recipe, I'm going to go ahead and make a video on it. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and link down below another recipe for you in case you want to follow along. Look at that. Bacon mayonnaise. Normally when you're making mayonnaise, you're gonna add salt to it, but we're using bacon grease, so I would imagine it's gonna be fairly salty. Let's go ahead and give it a taste and see if we need to add any salt. Let's get a taste from down here. It tastes like bacon. It doesn't taste like literally like eating a piece of bacon, but you could easily do that by adding a piece of bacon to it. You could cut up little chunks of bacon. I've not eaten anything yet, so we're gonna go ahead and get the deviled eggs made up so that I can have a little bit of a snack, and then we're gonna move on to the Scotch eggs. Those ones are gonna kind of contaminate my cutting board, so that's another reason to get the eggs out of the way first. The deviled eggs, I mean. Okay, let's clean up. Okay. All right, that's it. Oh my gosh. This is literally the best deviled eggs I have ever made. Okay. Wow. Y'all know this trick? When you do this neat little trick, one should make sure that it is not the folded bottom. Just throwing that out there. And then you just pipe it in here. That took way longer than it needed to. If I had used the correct bag, that wouldn't have been a problem. So I know a lot of people use paprika on their eggs. I use cayenne. For these eggs, all I did was I just mixed in the bacon mayonnaise, some Dijon mustard. I added cayenne, a little bit more salt, garlic powder, and onion powder. And that's it. I did not measure anything. So unfortunately, I cannot give you a recipe. But if you guys are interested, let me know. I will recreate this recipe as best as possible and make a separate video for you. I have 2 more dishes that I'm gonna be making with you guys. One is carnivore and one is keto, but before we get to doing that, I wanna share something with you. I'm super excited about this, so forgive me if I'm gonna be oversharing it for the next little bit. I wanna make sure that people know, if they want to get it, that it is something that is available. In yesterday's video, I shared with you that I came out with 3 new designs in my Spreadshirt shop that you guys can check out and order for yourself or for somebody else. So I want to make sure that I'm restating here that they're available. This is the first design. This is a koji, and it has a cute little koji spore. You can't even see that. This one, and then there's 2 other designs. I will make sure to insert those here for you. You ready? It's so cute. Koji. This is like a fun, cartoony representation of what the Aspergillus oryzae spore looks like. So it's just koji, and it's just with the spore instead of the eye. This one says grow, harvest, ferment, and it has the daisy and the jar from my logo on it. This one's super cool. There's this one that is a similar design, but just different stuff written on it. It's kefir, kraut, kimchi, and kombucha. So make sure you guys check that one out. The link is gonna be down below. It's also gonna be the first pinned comment as well. And I have one other thing that I'm gonna share with you, but I'm gonna share it with you after we make these Scotch eggs. So let's get to it. I peeled these eggs, and for some reason, these eggs were ridiculous to peel, and I did overcook them. They're not soft boiled anymore. They're very lightly hard boiled. And it is what it is. What can you do about it, right? Just learn for next time. And we just have Johnsonville breakfast sausages, just totally normal. And we're basically just gonna put that inside of here. Pop those guys in the fridge until we're ready to actually cook them off. The last thing I'm gonna make with you guys today, we're gonna go over a recipe by Living Chirpy. It's for more of a whole foods keto green bean casserole. I don't plan on changing anything within this recipe, so we'll just go ahead and I will link the recipe down below and we'll go ahead and go over it. At some point, I will probably come up with my own recipe for a green bean casserole, but this one looks pretty good, so I'm gonna try it as a kind of a base, get an idea if I like it and how I wanna change it, and then if I ever do decide to change it up, I will. So, for this recipe, we need 3 cups of myself in the face, 3 cups of fresh green beans, 2.5 cups of button mushrooms, got these at Costco, 2 onions, 1 clove of garlic, half a cup of cream cheese, half a cup of chicken stock, half a cup of cheddar, 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, and salt and pepper to taste. So let's get to chopping. And I almost forgot to tell you about the second thing that I was gonna tell you guys about. And that is today through the end of the day on the 28th, 4 Jars is having 30% off site-wide. The only exceptions are bundles because they're already heavily discounted, but that doesn't even include, once you get the 30% discount, you can use my code Fermented10 and get an extra 10% off. Like, that's an insane sale. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're looking for canning lids, 30% off plus another 10% off on top of that. And if you order, don't quote me, but I believe it's $50 worth of merchandise, you get free shipping also. 2 awesome things. It kind of just depends on what you need. If you're looking for some merch or you just want to support the channel, you can totally head over to my Spreadshirt shop, link down below, and you can order some shirts for yourself or for your friends. Or if you're looking for canning lids, you can also support the channel by going over to 4 Jars. I'll leave the link down below. Enter the coupon code Fermented10 for an extra 10% off of their already ridiculously amazing sale. So be sure to check them out. Let's go make some green bean casserole. Now we're just gonna go ahead and throw this together real quick like. We got the green beans over here boiling. I forgot to set the timer, but we're supposed to boil it for 10 minutes. Then got some ghee, put it in the pan here. Onions. So that's pretty much it for this. All we're gonna do with this is when we pop the other green bean casserole in the oven, maybe like a half hour before we're ready, I will put this in there with it. And the recipe says to top it with chopped up walnuts. I don't like chopped up walnuts. So I actually have, if you guys recall, a while ago, I dehydrated some regular caramelized onions as well as some balsamic onions. And I think I'm gonna do half and half. And I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top because they're nice and crunchy. They're basically like the French's fried onion type thing, but they're just onions and butter. That's pretty much it for this recipe. And almost it for this video. Let's do one last thing. Leftover from yesterday, you guys remember that I actually fermented some potatoes. So I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna give these a little bit of a taste test. So I got the potatoes. They smell like potatoes. They look like potatoes. So, and in order to fix these up, she says just to warm it up, but you don't want to get it above, I think she said 115 degrees. I'll probably do it a little bit shy of that. So you're just gonna very, very slowly heat it up. And it might not even be a bad idea to put it in like a double boiler kind of thing. I don't know, depending on how much you want to preserve the enzymes and the bacteria that you've created. So let's go ahead. That's so much better than any mashed potato I've ever had. For anybody who watched the video yesterday, most people were kind of like, oh, I'm kind of curious about that. And I think most people were kind of like, I don't know about that. Holy smokes. If you have enough time, I can only imagine how much more like just flavor is going to be developed in the next 24 hours. If I were to actually ferment this for the 2 days that she suggested in the recipe, the flavors will be so much more developed in this. It's not even funny. This has a lot of carbohydrates in it. So it's gonna ferment really quickly compared to like a normal, like a vegetable or something like that is going to ferment. Like say green beans, right? Green beans take a while to ferment to get that deep flavor. It has the umami to it developed and it is just, it's insane. I can't even describe to you, but I hope that you guys will trust me enough, if you guys are interested in this, to give it a try. I'm definitely gonna be making this for the next holiday or the next dinner that we have potatoes for. It is so stinking good. And if you're missing out on what this was, just check out yesterday's video. I am going to just whip out a bunch of other stuff. I'm just gonna make some normal mashed potatoes for the guys, regular green bean casserole. I'm going to make a couple of pies. I already have the crust made for it. So I'm just gonna whip all this stuff out really quick. And then you guys, if you guys come back tomorrow, you can see the whole Thanksgiving meal put together. Just gonna be a quick one, nothing fancy. I hope you guys got some inspiration today for some things that you can do to make your holidays a little bit more keto friendly, a little bit more gut friendly, and just a little bit less of a cheat day. If you guys wanna follow along with me on my gut healing adventures, as well as all of my homestead shenanigans, make sure you click this button right here. This is the subscribe button. It's what tells YouTube you wanna come back here. Up here is a video that Mr. Google Pants thinks that you're gonna enjoy. Over here is going to be the mashed potato recipe from yesterday's video, and then up here is gonna be my cooking keto playlist. Check it out for all the awesomeness. We'll see you next time.